and good morning. This is my ECE, Early Childhood Ed, top 10 list. So starting off at number 10, the 10th reason is to help change the narrative in targeted geographic areas. So what we see sometimes is sadly that children will be living in a more impoverished or poor area, and then in turn their school will also be more poor and impoverished. And so then they're not getting a very good education, and because they don't have a good education, then they have to live in that area again, and this cycle repeats. So for being an educator, we can be on the inside of this issue and actually help to change this narrative. Number 9, establish a sense of security in children so they can learn and grow. So Maslow's hierarchy of needs, as you can see in the pyramid, teaches us that to be successful and truly achieve the things we want to, we can't do that until our base needs are covered. So as educators ourselves, we can work to make sure that the children have these necessary resources and can build on that to reach the self-actualization. Number 8, you can teach just about anywhere. So one of the cool things about being a teacher is obviously there's children everywhere, so there has to be schools everywhere. And so you can pick up and just teach in another country. Provide the external asset of support. In many households, sadly, children are not getting the support they need to be successful, and our job as educators can be to really be that cheerleader for them, be there and support them in the best way we can. Establishing social competencies. So social competencies are very important for children because it not only helps them to build relationships with their peers, but also with their educators and adults, so they may become more well-adjusted and just be happier in general. Number 5, the essential skills of self-control and focus. So this was pulled straight from Ellen Galinsky's The Mind in the Making. And essentially what this means is that children need focus and self-control to be successful, and as educators, we can instill this in them so that they may use it for their future job, classes to come, and just in social settings. Number 4, helping chronically underfunded inner city schools. So kind of as stated before, these schools can be very underfunded, and when they're underfunded, things like extracurriculars, nutritious food, very important things get cut. And so as advocates, we can go out to these areas when we're teaching in them and appeal to boards and say, hey, this is the issue that's happening, and really try to help the child as much as we can. Number 3, we get to shape the minds of tomorrow, which is kind of a cool thing. We get to influence an entire generation and all those ideas that come with it, and I think it's just a really beautiful thing. Number 2, the benefits of having breaks, a summer, and weekends off. I mean, how many jobs can really say they get an entire summer along with breaks and weekends off? That's pretty cool, and especially if you want to have more family and friends time, you will have the time to do that. And the number 1 reason is you get to work with children. Every single day is different in an environment with children. You will never grow bored. Your days will be filled with joy and laughter, and you'll always have a good story to come home with. Thank you so much. I hope you learned a little bit more about what it's like to be an educator and why you should think about pursuing this field.